Once you get your license and get to work, you might want to hire someone as a salesperson to solicit, sell, negotiate home improvement contracts on your behalf outside of your place of business. These people are called home improvement salesperson, or HIS. Without an HIS, the official personnel of record on a license are the only ones who can solicit, sell, negotiate, or execute a contract. That includes individual contractors, license qualifiers, partners, corporation officers, and LLC responsible managing officers, members, managers, or employees. A HIS can work for more than one contractor. The licensee must notify CSLB in writing when they either associate or disassociate a home improvement salesperson with their license. There are a couple of exceptions to note. First, are those who only schedule appointments for the contractors or registered home improvement salesperson and bona fide service and repair people. These are the folks you call out for repairs, including for things like air conditioning, heating, plumbing. But those service and repair people are limited to the work that was initially requested by the buyer or homeowner. For example, if your AC goes out and you call the HVAC company to come out, the service person does not have to be a registered salesperson. But if they go beyond the repair itself and sell you a new HVAC system, they would have to be a registered home improvement salesperson. Also, don't employ an unregistered salesperson. That subjects you to administrative discipline, and the salesperson might get a citation or possibly even a criminal misdemeanor. We have got bonus link at the bottom of this page if you want to look at the actual code section of the law. Okay, that's our presentation. Now it's time to answer some of your questions. All right. Can I take the law exam first, then take the trade exam 3 months later? So once we refer you to the testing, you will be scheduled for both exams, law and trade. Of course, if you have C, B, or A classes. Now, when you can go to the test site and take only one of those, okay? The thing is you have 18 months to pass both of these exams. Each time you pay, we will schedule you for both unless you have already passed one. So yes, although you will be scheduled for both, you can only do your law exam and then wait until you're ready for your trade exam. But since you're, my suggestion would be, since you're already scheduled and you will be scheduled, at least take your trade so you have an idea, what's coming. Just a suggestion. If you work while you're earning your associate degree in construction management, can you count the work experience and the degree 18 months? No, we do that when you have your degree. So that means you have completed all the courses required by that degree. Then we'll give you that. Otherwise, we'll just look at it as, the courses. And like we said before, if there is no degrees, you most likely just get about 6 months. And that depends on the courses you have already passed. Are we able to download this webinar once it is done? Yes, there are, information. You can go to our website, www.cslb.ca.gov, and you can download it from there. Does work experience need to be paid? I believe you're talking about like voluntary work. So this is where that gets tricky. One, there wouldn't be, if you're picked for the, experience verification, you wouldn't have any document to prove your experience. Two, when you do the volunteer work, should be already journeyman. So the question would be where you gained that journeyman experience, because you're doing the volunteer work and you are a journeyman, you're just doing the labor work. So those are the questions you have to ask yourself. What is the minimum experience for a general contractor B2? All the classifications require 4 years of experience, and we checked on the what the requirements are for B2 earlier in there, and if you download the presentation, you will see all of those, and also you can go to our website, and we have a comprehensive explanation of the experience needed from the B2. In this license, is license fee still $200 or the $450 that says the application? Okay, as we mentioned here, for the sole ownership applications, is still $200. For every other, partnership, the LLC, corporations, limited, partnerships, all of those are $350 now. The $450 is application fee. So application fee is $450. That's what we need to start processing your application. And when we come to the issuance, that's when we would need whether $200 or $350 for the issuance part. For owner builder work experience, does the owner need to be at the journeyman level? Yes. Or can he or she demonstrate acceptable experience in another way to begin chipping away the needs for experience? For example, through taking education courses and obtaining a certificate in construction management from highly recognized university. Well, we explained what would education get for you. So you will still need, at least 1 year of journey level experience. So if you don't have any journey level experience as owner builder, which owner builder is only for B, class B, then you probably would not qualify. And when you talk about general B building, that means like framing and 2 unrelated trades. So if you're not journeyman in any of those, unfortunately, you are not qualified. It says single classification, but what does that mean? Well, for example, our waiver application is a $450 is the initial one. So if you are, for example, getting the a license with 2-3 different classification, which again you cannot do that on an exam application. That only happens on the waiver application. Then you would need to pay additional fee for each one of those extra classifications. So that $450 covers one classification, but if you have multiple classification, you need to pay more for each of those. Is there a way to figure out before applying how much your education will count for? Unfortunately, we cannot evaluate your work. So submit that based on the guide that we have given you here. You could have a very good idea how much it will get you. And like we said, if you are really, need that, 6 months or whatever, I recommend you just wait until you're sure before you apply. You don't want to squeak it by, you don't want to think, okay, you get 2 years and then we give you 18 months and then you're short that time. So just make sure you have extra on that before you apply. Hello, if I'm going for a B2 license, what should my work experience look like? Like I said, we went through those, we explained those. You need to show 3 unrelated trades that you worked, no framing. And the work has to be on the residential wood frame houses. I refer you again to our website for all the explanations and description of required experience for B2. What can I study for both the law and trade testing? As we said, we will send you the study guide, or you can actually go to our website and find those study guide now. And on those study guides, not only we tell you which, the parts that the question will be, the topics, I also give you resources, good resources that you can actually get all of those in the libraries, and study yourself. What is the minimum experience for a general contractor B2? Again, we described all of that. in our, I'm just going to go quickly over it. Looks like there is a few questions on that one. P2 license holder must engage in 3 or more trades or crafts on a project. They're also limited to working on existing residential wood structures. They cannot make any structural alterations to load-bearing partitions and walls. They cannot install or extend electrical or plumbing systems, and they cannot replace, install or replace HVAC systems. How can I certificate the experience? You have to have someone who has observed you doing the work to complete that certification of work experience for you. If that person did not observe you the whole 4 years, the last 10 years that we need, you need to have 2 or 3 of those work. For example, one person that knows you for 2 years, you work on that from like 2018 to 20, and there was another person from 2013 to 15 who can certify you. So that's what, that's how you can certify the experience. If my father holds a C7 license and I want to apply for a C10, do I have to do it on my own, or can I do under his license? Well, if you want to add it, there are different options for that. You can do it under his, again, if he allows you to do that, if he's a sole owner license, you can only go there as an RME because sole owner is only 1%. So as an RME, then he would need to get you worker comp and all that. Now, as a corporation, LLC, you can go as an officer or a member. And, if you have 20% of the business, then you wouldn't need like a qualifying bond and whatnot. So it all depends on your agreement with your father. But you can also go ahead and just apply for your own, and then maybe later on you want to join. That will be up to you. But that's a discussion between two, how much risk you will take on his license to put you on there and how much you want to go that route. So when submitting my application, I only send the money order of $200, right? Well, no, the application, like I said, on the $200 is the licensing fee. But on each application, on top of it, left-hand corner top, it tells you what's the application fee. So, and then the licensing fee, that's a different one that you can pay at the end. But originally, you have to pay what is the application fee. Sorry, I heard you say up to 2 years of education credit can be used for work experience, but look at website and it says up to 3 years can be credited against work experience. Is this correct, or has things changed? If so, do you know one combined education experience or more than one education? You see, for instance, master's in business degree answer. Okay. We say the most you can get is 36 months. And that's for like a degree in a construction management, like a bachelor or master's degree in construction management. That's the most you can get. Now, you mentioned that you have, like, for example, a business degree and a certificate in construction management degree from university. Again, we would look at those two. Each one that gives you the most, we give you that. We do not combine them. So we will look at those and we give you whichever gives you the most. No combine. Like self-employed, who can certificate your experience for B2? Self-employed, you probably work for some clients. They should be able to. You may need, a few certification of work experience because they only probably cover 3 months here, 2 months there. But they can do that as well. Or if you do anything that the inspector comes look at it, they can tell you that too. Can you provide some estimated bond and workers' comp costs for El Dorado County? Unfortunately, those are not in our hands. You better talk to your insurance broker about that one. We do not have those. If going for B2 residential remodeling, a person cannot apply for this classification as owner builder. In other words, the only method allowed as owner builder is better, no other classification. That is correct. Okay, that sums up our questions for today. That's it. Thank you for all your questions. If you have any other questions about your application, we encourage you to drop an email to our licensing division. Here is that email address, licensing@cslb.ca.gov. If at some point you need to reschedule your exam, you can get that process started by dropping an email to exams@cslb.ca.gov. We have also put together a list of available resources for women considering a career in construction. If you haven't already, be sure to download this presentation to get them. You can download the presentation on a green banner on the top of our homepage, www.cslb.ca.gov. If you are watching the archive video of this workshop on your YouTube page, you will find a link to the presentation down below. We welcome your comments or topics for future webcasts. Just drop us an email to social@cslb.ca.gov. A special thanks to our licensing division and public affairs office for their help on this workshop. The Get Licensed to Build workshop is a copyrighted production of the California Contractors State License Board. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.